GM, everybody. How we doing today? Hope you're feeling all right. It's Friday. I love Fridays. I live for Fridays. What about you? I see we got the man of the hour in here today. Mad Mando, let me bring you on up here. Super excited to chat with you, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Let's give everybody a couple minutes to come on up in here and enjoy what we're going to be talking about today. But it's Friday, and you guys understand if you watch his show, that means it's pizza night in my house. I am so looking forward to pizza. I have not been eating many carbs lately. And so, with that being said, I'm super excited to have some pizza tonight. Pepperoni pizza, double pep, with the Caesar salad. That's the Friday order. Just give it to me. Just give it to me now. I don't care about lunch. I don't care that it's breakfast time. I want my pizza and salad right now. Anyway, GM, Mad Mando, what's up, my man? How are you?
Good morning. How's it going, buddy?
It is going well, man. I appreciate you taking time. I know it's a little bit earlier where you're at than I am, but I appreciate you hopping in with this morning, chit chat, and looking forward to talking about what you got going on, because what you're doing is special. It's a little bit different than most people, so definitely looking forward to chatting with you.
My days start extremely early, so I have 4 kids. You can probably hear one of them going off in the background. Yeah, my days start very early, so I love early mornings. I like coffee, and this is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a daughter too. I've been changing my habits just a little bit, as far as, my night routine, and then what it does for my morning. And so, we were doing a Twitter space that started, and I was working with some guys that are out in California. So, for them it was 9 o'clock at night, which is no big deal. But that starts at midnight my time. So we'd be up to like 2, sometimes 4 in the morning on these spaces. And that, I'll tell you what, man, like getting just like a couple hours of sleep and then getting right back at it was starting to wear me down. So changed that, and now man, I'm feeling so much better. I'm up at like 6. I get a couple hours at my desk alone every morning before my daughter gets up, and then we're starting to do breakfast, and I'm just having a good time. So being able to change your schedule to accommodate not only your Web3 life but the family, I think is super important. So
Yeah, absolutely. We launched Mandox back in 2021 in November. And yeah, I've definitely had to change my habits, because you can't keep at that pace forever. It will definitely wear you down. And
yeah.
It's important to take care of yourself, especially when you have family and things like that. It's very important to to make sure that you are putting into them first. And so absolutely, I feel you there.
Yeah. It's for me, usually the weekends, I've carved out a little bit of time throughout my day, to make sure that, one, I get up out of my desk and away from the screen, get a little bit of fresh air, stretch your legs, get some time away from the action, right? Because we all know in Web3, I mean, this shit's 24 hours a day. So if you're a builder, and like you're a founder of projects, man, that there's something always needs to be done. So finding the opportunities to get away, break away, and be with the fam, or just stretch your legs, man, they're important. We talk about that a lot on my show, about mental health, being able to make sure that we do take care of it, because it can be taxing. You spend so much time working on these things, depending on what you do. If you're a coder, or you're a graphic designer, or you're a content creator, it's not just one take and done for everybody.
No, and the thing is that it never really stops, and I think that's the other thing. I think in the in real life, I mean, there's a lot we do. I'm missionary, so everything we do out here, I mean, that's what I'm first and foremost always working on and involved in, and so it's been a really interesting balance, and I think there's a lot of pressure, when you are a founder, or when you are a developer. I'm not a developer myself. I'm the founder of Mandox, and I see we've got Top Dog in here as well, who's he founded Mandox with me, and we have quite a few members on the team. We've been very blessed to be able to have a team that, you know, really works together, supports each other, backs each other up, you know, because at the end of the day, it's impossible to be connected 24/7. Like it's you know, and I think that's the one thing that we need to remember, is that building does take a long time. And it's a real job, you know, not everything happens overnight. So I think, yeah, at the end of the day, it's always been, it's definitely been a hard lesson for me to learn about having that balance, and making sure that, you know, I treat this as a like an actual job. I wake up, I have time which is designated, the team, we get down to work, we do our, you know, we do our jobs, and then we also have to learn to encourage each other just to turn the phone off, switch off, enjoy the family, make sure that you're having time, you know, for yourself, because you can't, it's impossible to live. I remember I was grinding and doing spaces at some crazy hour, going to bed at crazy hours, and it's just impossible, you know. I have 4 kids, a lot going on, and at the end of the day, like, as much as I like to be in spaces and I love to be around, you know, and hear the people and be in the community, it was also very important for me to think, for Mandox to succeed, for the company to grow, I need to make sure that I'm doing my part, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm doing the job. So yeah.
So one of the things that you had said, you know, kind of earlier on in where you were going there, is that you are a missionary, and you're a missionary down in Guatemala, and you've been doing this for many, many years. And, you know, hats off to you for giving a life of service to others. You know, that's something. It's a very special thing. Not everybody can do that. So I appreciate, and I know a lot of people do. But so what has that done now? You know, because you use NFTs, you use Web3 to bring a lot of exposure to what you're doing, or at least some more exposure to you're doing, right? How has that transformed? How has NFTs transformed your ability to connect with people and bring more exposure to the mission that you're highlighting?
Oh man, that's a big topic right there.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's
Buckle up.
important. It's
No,
important.
it is, and I think this is where we can really kind of get down to the nitty gritty of what Web3 is and what it can do. Um, so we launched it back in November. It was a very difficult. It was a very important decision for me, primarily because of what I'm doing, you know. And I didn't. I don't think I quite fully understood just how big of a job it is to found a project, run a project. And you know, we've been in the space for quite a long time. Um, and you know, at the forefront of every decision we made, especially for me and the team, was that we wanted to be able to really put back into, well, especially what we're doing out here, and also others, you know, that are doing really good work around the world, and really try and use it to connect people, um, and and use Web3 in this way. I always say that, you know, Web3 is definitely is something incredible for the third world. You know, we've seen how it impacts us in the first world, but you know, when you get people in the third world, and they actually start to grasp what Web3 can do for them, it's truly amazing. And so that was always at the forefront of what we're doing, and what we've been able to do through Mandox is incredible. When the news of Ukraine kind of came out, and you know, we saw a massive plummet in the market. It affected all areas of life and giving. A lot of our support comes from the UK. I'm originally from the UK. We moved to Guatemala over 18 years ago. And so, you know, with Mandox, we were able to really make incredible, you know, connections and see this community come together. And we were able to help fund the school that we have out here. So, you know, and just amazing things. We did every year we do a Christmas drop, which is where for the past 8-9 years, my family have packed as many presents as we can possibly afford into the back of our vehicles, driving up into the mountains and giving presents to hundreds of kids. In extremely poor conditions. And so this year, one of our beloved ambassadors, Crypto Empress, she got together a fundraiser, and you know, and she said, like, how much are we honestly looking to raise? I said, you know, honestly, like $2,000 would be great. for us to really try and get as many presents. Last year we raised 5,000, and we did 1,000 presents, and we did all sorts of things, blankets, food. People are desperately poor in these places, and it's extremely cold too. And then this year we actually, I believe we hit nearly 14,000. We were, and this was literally through a week of Web3 communities coming together, connections, unbelievable. And so when it comes to what Web3 can really do for, charitable, for charities and for people around the world who are doing things like that, it's amazing. And I definitely am trying to encourage more people to get into it, especially other missionaries. I always try to encourage them, just take a look at it, and you don't necessarily have to found a project or anything, but just take a look at it, because the opportunities that there are here are incredible. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, do you think, and you say that, and I feel like that's something that more project founders could do, is attach themselves to a missionary, and so it's kind of like, I don't want to say killing two birds with one stone, but it, sort of in a way, because now, the project founder can focus on, the building the community, bringing the best product and project to life on behalf of that community, by also doing something good and providing that utility that the community is going to crave. Because I think that's, that's something that I think is going to be almost in every kind of project moving forward, right? It's going to have to be. But then at the same time, it not only is that utility that you're doing something good, but now people in the community could have the opportunity to go down and help for a week or 2 weeks or a month or however, or just get involved. It just opens up the door to more people getting involved, to maybe a cause they didn't know was there, or an opportunity that they didn't realize that they could participate in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when we launched Mandox, we were really careful about naming ourselves a charity project.
Mhm.
And the reason for that is when there was kind of a time when, when we launched, we were in the altcoin market. We didn't necessarily launch in the NFT space. We were a token that really delved into the NFT space way more than any other altcoin at the time did. But the common theme around that time was there wasn't really much transparency, and so the first thing we did was we formed an LLC. We kind of put ourselves out there, and we built everything kind of around this. Around the mission, basically, kind of using it as a moral compass,
Mhm.
for everything that we're doing. And so, but at the time there were a lot of projects using the thing of charity basically to scam people. And so I think it kind of left a really bad taste in people's mouth when it came to, oh, it's just another charity project. And so we never actually ever said we are a charity project, but we've always made it the forefront and the focus. And I think the beauty of what we're doing is everything we've done has literally been backed up by a real charity. Like this the charity is a UK charity that my parents founded. It's it's been around for nearly 19 years. It's real, and there's videos, and so people really respond to that. And I think if people can find the way to actually connect and to bring that level of transparency when they're doing fundraisers, it helps so much, because people do want to give. That's one thing I have noticed. People give, and people really do want to help improve people's lives. But again, because of the space we're in, I think that that extra level of transparency definitely has helped us in doing great things. And we're seeing a lot of young people that we work with even now that have come through the school since they were 4 years old, are now starting their own NFTs, or getting into the artist. Or we have a girl that's basically launching into NFT photography. So it's really exciting to see the opportunities that are created. But again, it all comes through transparency, and and because people, at the end of the day, you need that. Like we've never thought in a million years, with with the mission, Like, we've never thought like, oh, we're going to do this charity. We're not going to show our faces. We're not going to show the world who we are. We're just going to expect people to donate money. We've never done that. We've always been extremely putting ourselves out there. There's monthly newsletters. I mean, you guys can go to missionguatemala.co.uk. You'll be able to see a lot more about the mission and about everything that's going on here. But I think that, once we start correlating that, start realizing that that's how things work in the real world, I think it will definitely help us how we advance in Web3.
Absolutely, man. Have you seen any fluctuation in whether it's activity or participation in correlation with the markets? When the bulls are in town and money's flowing, people are maybe more generous, whereas now a little bit tighter on the wallet when money's tighter or not as exciting.
Oh man, that's a good one. I actually think I could honestly say that I can honestly say, coming into like December and the way people gave, I mean, we were giving when Ethereum was really pants. It was it was down, but it wasn't about that. I mean, I could honestly say that we had our best giving during some of the worst times, and that goes to a testament of the strength of the community. And so, yeah, I could honestly say that it's an interesting one, because during those times, sometimes there's a part of us that just kind of like rallies together and supports each other, when things aren't necessarily the way you want them to be. And so I would honestly say that, yes, in everything else, when the market's down, it affects everything. It affects the way people buy and sell. But when it comes to giving, I can honestly say that we saw such an incredible move. It was emotional. Christmas, I've never seen anything like that in my life. So, and we had so many communities come together for one single cause. And it was an interesting one, because at the time, we had this extremely toxic movement in the space, and we had lots of people. We had really big projects funding other projects and talking about this, and it just created a very like toxic environment. And yet at the same time, we had tons of communities coming together and raising money for kids in Guatemala that nobody's ever seen. Like people weren't out here or anything like that, and yet we saw the community come together in such a way that it was honestly mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And so I could honestly say that I don't think that with giving, the market is necessarily a big thing. I think in the real world, yes, but I think that is a testament of how strong and how powerful the Web3 community actually is.
Oh, I love that, man. That's so true. I know that I could sit up here and just keep asking you questions all day, but I do want some people in the community to have the opportunity as well. I know, Turbo, you're up here. You had your hand up. Bullhauler, I'll bring you back up. If you guys are listening, really quick, I'll just do a quick reset of the room. Make sure that you guys retweet the room out. Let's get some more folks in here. Mad Mando's dropping some awesome information about what he's got going on, and I think that more people should listen to this kind of stuff. So if you've enjoyed the conversation so far, please make sure you retweet the room, get some more people in here. Turbo, GM, Bowhaller, GM, Danielle's, Rintin, everybody in this room. I could go through and say GM to every single one of you. Appreciate you being here. If you got anything that you want to participate in the conversation with, any questions, comments, anything, please feel free to just request to speak, man, gentlemen and ladies, because this is a community forum, and that's what we like. We like the community to be able to ask questions and participate. So thank you to the Mad Mandos for being here today to chat with us. Turbo, you got anything? I know you had up a second ago.
No, I think it just goes for the Web3, everything got going on, and they're doing
Turbo,
in the world. I mean, that's what we're all here to come to do.
I think you're rugging. You're rugging for me. You're rugging for me, Turbo. Just so you know.
He's rugging for me too.
Okay. I could hear like every second word. GM Tater Tot, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to say good morning. Thank you for having me up here. My name is Holy Crypto. I'm with the Mad Mando from Mandox. I just wanted to come up here and just say hey, and appreciate you guys having us in. Luke, you did an amazing job, man. Every time I hear you talk about what we're doing, man, it really just brings tears to my eyes. It's just incredible the opportunity that Web3 has brought us. I have only been in crypto for a couple years now. It's changed my life multiple different ways. The opportunity that crypto and Web3 has brought to us at Mandox, and to be able to, not only work with the community and build something different and amazing in Web3, but to be able to bring Web3 into the real world and work with Web2 and to work with the mission. I never, I'm a godly man. I live my life for Jesus. I've never thought that I would be able to connect with a mission like this and be able to be in the U.S. and California, but be able to make such a big difference in Guatemala and all over the world. And really, that's something that's so exciting for me and our team is, with Luke, we have boots on the ground in Guatemala. So obviously that's where we're going to start. But when, that's not the end of it. That's just the beginning. When we get to where we want to be and able to have the funds and the support, we really want to branch out and work in all different parts of the world and move and bring other people into this amazing opportunity to help. So just wanted to come up and say hi and thank you guys. It's an amazing opportunity, not just for our community, but for the people that we get to touch lives with and help. So thank you guys.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Luke.
Go ahead. What was that?
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you to Mad Mando. He's awesome. He really does keep us all together. A blessing, true blessing.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear that, Luke. To have people speak highly of you on your team like that. I mean, that's all we can ask for as leaders, and as people that we're trying to make a difference, not only in the space but in the world, man. So, hats off to you. Hats off to everybody that's within the organization. Keep doing what you guys are doing. That's so cool. Bullholder, you got your hand up. What's up?
Man, I just wanted to say good morning, everybody. But dude, I think that's awesome what you do, man. Giving back to the community, giving back to the world. We need a lot of people like that in this world. Unfortunately, me being a cow hauler, and that's why my name is Bull Hauler. I see a lot of darkness and a lot of people that just don't care about no one else. I was raised to always put somebody else first and your needs last. So, man, I don't know the best way to go about it, but I would love to donate part of my project to your charity.
Wow.
That's the power of Web3 there, man. That's really cool, Bullhauler. Let's definitely find ways to to connect in the back channels and see how that can all work.
Yes, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, Bull Hauler. I really appreciate that as well. Since starting Web3, I have definitely seen the nasty side of Web3. And I think Jay Chain's kind of hit the nail on the head there about when you're talking about mental health, or you're talking about making yourself and doing things right. I think Web3 has tremendous potential. But at the end of the day, when there's always going to be a bad side to pretty much everything. And so, we've definitely seen some nasty things. We've had some nasty experiences with other projects, even, that would, in any other circumstance, I think would have definitely knocked out everything we're trying to do. But a massive testament to the whole Mandox, team and sticking together. And, basically I take it almost as a challenge, right? That we're going to do things right and we're going to succeed by doing right. It says in the Bible that if we honor the Lord, he will honor us, and I'm a firm believer in the word. I'm a firm believer in the word of God. I truly believe that when we do things right, that the Lord will honor that. And I think that's one thing we've always pushed really hard to do at Mandox. And I just have to shout out, the team that has stuck together. I do not know many teams that, in the altcoin market, it was extremely dirty when we launched. And I didn't actually realize just how bad it was. I never knew how bad it was. And I think once we launched, once we were actually, kind of named devs and we started seeing all this stuff, I mean, man, I was honestly blown away. And so, Bill Holler, I just want to thank you as well, for offering that and for coming up here and saying that. At the end of the day, when we do stick together and when we do things right, we will make shockwaves. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's what you said something earlier, Mando, about like the community and kind of that being the whole idea of what Web3 is. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we've said it here. I've heard it in other spaces too. Some other prominent people talking about it. Really, like, when you think about Web3 as a whole, really the two biggest pillars that create everything are access and community, right? And there are, like, if you look at a Venn diagram, there's definitely some overlap there. But with the community and the access, that's what drives it all. I mean, it's the ability to create a community, to be a part of a community, to access from as the founder standpoint or the community member standpoint, to access all of that in between. I mean, it's just such an amazing place to be and space to be. And what other industries do you have opportunity like that? You know what I mean? It's incredible.
It is amazing. And put it in context. I've worked in the art. So out in Guatemala, there's a 2% that pretty much owns absolutely everything. And I grew up in music. My dad was a professional musician, and I grew up in and so I basically to help fund me on the mission field. I started doing gigs and I started playing, and basically a couple of tourist towns here. I started doing events and I started singing and and the Lord really blessed us, and we ended up doing gigs for all sorts, whether it was the president here of Guatemala, or even America, people in Congress in the States who got married out here. And we started, we were really blessed in what we were doing, and it provided actually opportunity for us to not only have jobs for ourselves, but to bring kids in from the mission as well to learn how to do sound and all sorts of things. And so one thing that I've always, been really big on is connecting. And I would always take an hour after every single event to literally go and connect with people, because we really do underestimate the power of actually connecting with people, talking to people, getting to know people behind it. Once you get behind the business card and get to know people, you get to know some incredible people. And the beauty of Web3 is that I have connected with so many people in, and it's almost like it's like in Web2, but it's on steroids in Web3, and you can connect with so many different people all over the world, and the opportunities are massive. And so as we starting to see young people come in now, for example, we have a young girl who came into this. Who started getting interested in NFTs, I would say well over a year ago. She started seeing what we were doing, and she's an incredible photographer. We actually helped get her first camera in the mission, and she now does all the photos for the mission. If you go to missionguatemala.co.uk, all the photos on there, the beautiful photos of the people, it's all done from this girl, and she has an amazing talent. She now teaches in our school. So we have a school with over 200 children on it that get free education, and that ranges from preschool to university. But there's a huge stigma here. One, because she's a woman, and the other is because she's indigenous. And we do have a real problem in Guatemala with a massive racial divide, because of people being indigenous, etc. There is a huge divide. And it's always been something that has been extremely hard for her to push through that barrier and put herself out there. And I've always been pushing her, and she's done an incredible job. But Web3 opened the door like unlike no other. And in fact that like she's already had a AMA, she's connecting with people all over the place. She just got offered a Becca, you know, way, an NFT photographer, a really big name in Latin America, you know, for her to continue and to grow in this. And I think, and that is the difference between Web3 and the real world is literally that. So I'm excited, man, because I know the opportunities that lie in this space. And I think once you start seeing people really start to use that, it's amazing, man.
It's to hear that, man, that is so cool. If there are more ways for any of us that have any kind of a platform that have spaces like this to get her involved, to give more exposure to that, I mean, come on, like that, those are the things that we need to be doing as leaders in this space. I mean, just what the story that you told, that you got her a camera and now she's the photographer, like that is just such an amazing story, man. I appreciate you telling that. Tater, I know you had your hand up a little bit ago. I don't want those little Tater Town arms to get tired.
Appreciate it. Yeah, they're not very strong, these tater arms. That would have been good, Luke. We should have done a bodybuilder tater. But yeah, something else that's really cool that we pride ourselves in, and we've always really took pride in, is accepting everybody. I mean, we're all here to work together. We're not here to put down other projects. If anything, we're here to help build other projects and help encourage people. It's the same thing with our Mando's Create. I don't know if Luke touched on that or not. That's our NFT marketplace that we're working on and building. It's somewhere to bring artists together, to encourage each other, support each other, and learn together and grow. As much as I would like to think that I know everything, and I tell my wife and my kids that, it is very wrong. I do not know everything. And so it's very helpful to have other people around you who are willing to encourage and give you correct information and help you grow. So that's something, with the connections, and speaking of Web3, it's incredible, because something that my best friend and my brother says all the time, Adrenaline Junkie from Funky Flies, he says, it's not about who you know, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. It's incredible. Again, I would like to claim that I'm all knowing of everything, but there's so many times where people will come up and offer expertise and offer a different opinion or a different perspective. And it's just amazing, so that's something that, we really want to help encourage people and keep that in the space of Web3 and where we're going in the future, is just to always encourage and work together. How much better can this space be if we work together? How much better can the world be if we work together? I mean, it starts here. That's something else that I've really realized in Web3 is, we're all here in this little Web3 world, but it really does ripple out into everyday life with all of us. I mean, it's just incredible. And, our NFT marketplace and the spaces that we were hosting a while back to bring people together to share about what everybody was doing, and, just to get to know everybody and get eyes on new artists and stuff and new projects, opened up my eyes to how much we really can help each other to grow and push each other to new limits, and to be better for everybody, not just for ourselves, right? To benefit the whole entire space. So that was one thing. And then two, I just wanted to throw out there also, we do have a mission donation wallet. So that's a public address. Anybody can view it. Anybody, I mean, it could be anything from an NFT to, crypto, anything. It all helps. It all goes to the mission. If anybody feels generous and wants to donate, we don't ask for that. It's just something that we offer and is available. So, if anybody feels like it, it's there. So
love it.
Thank you guys.
If you, Tater, if you happen to have, or Mando, if you got a tweet that has the address or any of that information attached to it, go ahead and throw it up in the Jumbotron. And then this way, if anybody is interested and wants to take a further look or pass it on to someone that they know would be, please feel free to go put that up there so that it is there and available. Appreciate you guys. Let's see.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Oh,
you running hosting an amazing space there, man. It's a great way to start the morning.
I love it, man. Web3 Breakfast. It's this is my community, and this is our community. I should have said, and everybody that comes in here almost every single morning, very, very familiar with just about every single PFP in here. So we couldn't do this without you guys. First and foremost, I say I'm a Web3 community member, so we're all doing this together. We all are participating, growing, thinking, strategizing, building. So this is it, and this is a place for everybody to be a part of the community. So appreciate you guys being here and contributing to the conversation today. Mark, you got your hand up, and then Lil Dilf. I don't know if you wanted to say something earlier as well, but guys, please feel free to pop in and say what's speaking your mind, or speak what's on your mind.
Hey, good morning, happy Friday, good afternoon, or J Chains. Great to be in here. It's great to hear about the initiative. We'll definitely retweet it out to our community as well, and post it up in our Discord and send it around in the WhatsApp groups that in Toronto. So we'll spread the word for you, brother. And yeah, community is important. That's the one thing that resounds with our team. Web3 is based on community, and that's why we are working so hard to connect with like J Chains, the people, connecting communities together. It's pivotal, and like everyone said, if we can bring that to Web2, I mean, that's why my PFP is a picture of me, because I am communicating with Web2 companies. I'm talking to them. Some of them get nervous when they see, a piece of art in the display picture. So it's about bridging that gap, and then, bringing them into the community and showing them, this is an expression of an artist. It's nothing to be afraid of, and that's the education that's needed, right? So that's what we're doing, our team, and I'm just happy to be here. So thanks for the time and hosting the space, J Chains.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys being here. Like you said, it's community's everything. Without it, most of us, whether you're a content creator, a project leader, without a community, we don't really have a whole lot. So it's we owe it all to everybody. And so this is I love being a community member above anything. So appreciate you guys being here. I got a couple more people that popped up on stage. Fully Vox GM, sir, how are you? And Lil Diff.
What up, brother? Good morning, GM. My children allowed me to sleep last night, so I was able to join your space.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good Friday, baby.
I know. I don't know about you guys. If anybody has special traditions in their weeks, but for me and my family, I love Friday the most of every day of the week. One, because I know tomorrow, new thing that I've been doing with my daughter is we get up, we go have breakfast, and then we go to the climbing gym. But two, Friday nights is pizza night at my house. Pepperoni pizza and a Caesar salad. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I got a few hours to get through, but that's what I look forward to on Fridays. What about you guys? Is there anything, Mando, what about you? Let me ask you first. Are there any special traditions that you have in your family throughout the week, whether it's a specific meal that you guys do every, like Taco Tuesday or whatever, or you do something activity wise? What tell us about your anything that you got going on?
Oh man. One thing we have just started doing is Guatemala is an interesting place. Definitely one of the things I miss in Guatemala because of the constant threat that there is living where we live. We live right near a red zone. So one thing that we do is we're starting to go out and we go to more of a private kind of national park, and we spend time going for a walk, and we have time, and we make sure the kids are out and enjoying being out. And I think that's one thing I've really tried to do, whether it's and so we definitely are doing we try to do things like that. As to whether we have a special meal on a certain date, we actually don't. I know it's massive. I know it's massive in the States. I know a lot of people do it. They have Taco Tuesday and all sorts of things. But we don't actually have a specific day where we do that. One thing we do though is we always go out and we always get coffee and we always get cookies nearly pretty much every single day. It's like it's a given. The kids know it's coming. I'm an absolute coffee fanatic. Yes. I have literally my own coffee van sitting in my house. My brother-in-law during COVID, we actually got a old VW 1971 van. I don't think the owner even knew how priceless and how beautiful this thing was. We got it for an absolute steal, and we turned the whole back into a coffee van. And we're not even using it. The only thing we use it for is every day at 4 o'clock, the coffee machine goes on, and we all go over and we all make coffee. And so yeah.
That's incredible. I love that. That's a fantastic story. Yeah, whoever sold you that van, if you got it for a deal, they didn't know what they were doing.
They didn't even know what they were doing, man. It was the original paint. We took it to, I thought it was a Brazilian or a Mexican combi, because this thing is 50 years old. And so I thought it was a Brazilian one or a Mexican one. I didn't, and we took it to a mechanic, and basically looked it over, and I was like, this thing is an authentic German combi. Yeah, 1971, and we got it for an absolute steal. So there you go.
That I might have to make a trip to Guatemala just to have coffee with you at the coffee truck. That sounds amazing.
Oh, well, more than welcome.
What about anybody else? What's everybody's plans? What do you got going on that you'd like to do with your family?
J Chains.
Oh.
Not a tradition, but I am going to Tahoe today.
Oh, nice. Taking the family to Tahoe. Are you guys going to do any skiing, some shredding, some snowboarding?
I am bringing my snowboard. Not sure if I'll be using it or not yet, but yeah, gonna have some fun up on the mountain. Got a nice big cabin to rent with us and the in-laws, and man, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm super excited.
Let me ask you a question. Are you bringing the Roadcaster to do a little road show?
I am.
Let's go.
The laptop, the Roadcaster, the microphone, everything.
And that's really
nice snow up here, man. Some really nice snow up here.
Oh, you're in Tahoe?
I'm on the way to Tahoe. Yeah, I'm right before Tahoe.
Nice.
That's awesome. I have not been to I've not been out to Tahoe, but what's really exciting about that, really quick, let's just and if somebody can, anybody that's speaking could post it up to the nest would be great. Saturday afternoon, so tomorrow afternoon, we have a Twitter space for Darcy Donovan for the Star Dogs, so make sure that you guys tune into that. And why I love that Foley will have his road on the go is that, you know, we do a full-scale production for all of that, and so really excited to have our first test of the road on the road.
The road on the go sounds like a little kids TV show.
That's the name of their little wireless labs. Our road to go.
Road to go.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Magic School Bus?
Oh yeah,
of course.
I don't know why that made me think of that, but
how about the Reading Rainbow? It's in a book, the Reading Rainbow.
It kind of makes me sad right now that you guys are going skiing and I can't.
You can go sand skiing.
Right.
You can go ski.
You can also go cow surfing.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, I do that daily.
That sounds dangerous. Let me tell you what. That just sounds dangerous. All right.
Yo, Jay, am I finally coming through? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you are coming through much better than you were earlier today.
Perfect.
You actually sound like Turbo made it.
Turbo did make it.
Because where I was thinking was, I can't do anything. It's in a book. You know that, John. That's your part now.
Reading Rainbow.
That's a very, very cute serenading that you guys have done. Now, anybody, any other questions for? I think what we were talking about before. Remember, Mad Mando's doing some great for the world and in the world of Web3. Any other questions about? Oh, we got Carmen requesting. Let me bring her up because I'm sure she'll have something insightful. Anybody got anything else to talk about as far as that before we start singing songs and taking the conversation in a different direction? Hey, Carmen, GM.
It's a good morning, but you don't have to take my word for it. Reading Rainbow.
Let's go. I was praying for that.
You guys are
Thank
just
you,
a bunch of
brother.
trolls trolling me with your reading rainbow songs.
I think it's just because like we're all at similar age levels, so like when you like it's just the nostalgia kicks in sometimes, and you got to hit that old school song. You know what I mean?
It was like my morning routine. It was like Wishbone and the Magic School Bus and all that shit. I'm 33, so.
Jay, change to your comment earlier. I think if the I don't remember how to say it. Is it Mad Mattis?
Mando.
That's how you say it. I might
Mando.
be Mando. Sorry, apologize. You know, if he would like to pin his website or whatever for donations, or his damn it, I just lost my train of
The
thought
donation
there.
wallet, Tater, the donation wallet that you were
Yes.
talking about earlier. Yeah, if you guys got a tweet, or if you want to DM me a link, I can put something together and get it up so that that is available to people.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. I was just trying to reach out to some of the teams so they could do one from the official Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Where that's a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more kind of trustworthy or transparent. But I'll definitely get that together now.
Oh, that makes sense. You guys don't always make sure if you are going to be sending money, crypto, NFTs, anything, that you do double check. Double check what you're sending it to. Don't just copy paste and send. I remember the first time that I ever made a mistake with a transaction. It was with a coin that it didn't survive the run of 2017, 2018. It was called Piggy coin. And the ticker was Piggy. And I had somehow gotten 100, 1,000 of these things. And I thought that was it, man. I was going to be big hoss with my 100,000 Piggy coins. That was it. But then I was sending them to an exchange, and I sent it to a contract address and lost them. And I was devastated for a little bit of time. And then, well, when it went to zero, I stopped being devastated. But we all have our stories of sending transactions, I'm sure, and being very fearful of, did I just do that correctly? People always say, like, send a test transaction. It's like, okay, but I just want to get it done because then I'll forget about the other transaction.
Jay, that's totally true. My buddy and I felt responsible for this because I felt like I should have broken it down a little more for him. I was telling him to use like Changely or something to change his BNB to ETH because it wasn't as easy as it is now. And he sent it to the regular BNB address instead of the BSC BNB address. So he lost like $1,000, and $1,000 to him was like, he super needed it. I felt hella bad, but it was also a hard lesson learned, I guess, to pay attention to where you're sending it. And you really have to pay attention on the different blockchains.
Yes, you do. Yeah, that's like something you didn't have to worry about before. Was are you on the ETH blockchain for this ERC20? Or are you on the BSC? Or are you on Polygon? Which one are you on? GM Daniels. I do want to make sure that we respect Mando's time. And so if anybody's got any questions for him, I personally have one more question for you, man. Before we kind of have more of a fun community conversation, and it's just really kind of checking in with you. I know that you've got several projects that you work on. What do you have highlighted this year that you're really excited and focused on? Maybe besides Mandocs. Is it another NFT stuff, or what really are you looking forward to bringing to market this year? Because as we know, and some of us believe in that 4-year cycle, there's a lot of attention going to be coming back into this ecosystem probably the next 12 months or so. So what's got you excited for this year?
So short term, it will definitely be finishing our NFTs. We set out to do 10,000, but we really wanted to focus on the whole story side of actually building a really cool story, launching really good comics. I've had the privilege of working with some amazing artists out here in Guatemala who have no idea what Web3 is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely no idea. And I actually wanted to do that because I wanted that kind of like outside experience of people that literally just do comics for a living. And so, you know, we're launching actually our next collection, and we're going to be finishing it over the next 6 months. And we're bringing in comics, but we're making the comics in Web3 very, very, very few. So we obviously, we're bringing them into our ecosystem, but we're more excited about launching them in Web2, as in we're excited to get our comics out for people to read, and to get eyes on what actual Maddox is and what crypto is, and what is this company like. So I'm very excited for that. But I think what I'm most excited about is actually launching our marketplace. Now, I know Fully Voxed, massive props to him with Meme NFT and everything they're doing. In this space, it's definitely been a journey for us. And we partnered up with a new and upcoming blockchain called Wire. And these guys have done some amazing things. And we were just very fortunate and blessed, to be able to partner up with them and to launch a marketplace. So our marketplace is live, but we have, there's a lot of legalities and things to go through when you're talking about like launching a platform and everything. And so we're going through that, and we're getting everything ready. I am very excited for that, honestly. Again, networking, it has opened up doors for so many different conversations and so many opportunities. So that is something that we are very excited for. The platform is called Create. If you guys want to look it up, it's you can go to at Mandox Create. I think that's honestly what I'm excited for, man. I think that those are the few things I'm excited to finish, our NFTs, to get the story out there and enjoy it, and just enjoy that side of it. I truly believe that NFTs are meant to be fun, and are meant to be, obviously there's utilities, and we have staking, we have all sorts of crazy things going on, but I just love the fun side. I love bringing people in and enjoying that, and I'm definitely extremely excited for the marketplace, and launching that, and connecting with others, and connecting with other marketplaces as well. I definitely think we're starting to see all sorts of marketplaces come up, and all of them are unique, and I think that's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, as the space grows, we need to expand. And I'm a massive advocate for new marketplaces and everything they're doing. So I'm definitely very excited for that.
Awesome,
man.
Fully gonna. Oh yeah, there you go. What you gonna say?
Oh, I just wanted to say thanks for the kind words. Oh, getting back. Can you hear me?
Yes,
loud and clear.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi was going on. I just want to say thanks for the kind words, and just so everybody knows, back in early last year, Meme NFT, we decided to do like a charity for Ukraine, and Mad Mandox was one of the first projects that was like all on board to do it with us. And between us and a bunch of other projects, we raised $30,000 in the beginning of the fight, or the war that was going on over there. And this was like giving people essentials that they needed when we sent this money. So I have mad respects for the Mad Mando and everything they're doing over there. And I agree with what you said about marketplaces, man. Like, there's a huge, gigantic piece of pie. And in Web3, we all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to use a marketplace that we want to use. And if that's yours, if that's OpenSea, if that's X2Y2, if it's Meme NFT, like whatever you want to use and you're happy with, that's what you should be using. And I do agree with what you're saying. Like, people are just going to find the right one they like, and get a little piece of the pie.
Yeah. Well, I think that we can all comfortably say that I think we should be done giving our money to OpenSea. Broken Sea, as a lot of us call it. I think if they had a better customer support network, maybe, but they don't. And that's, but again, to each their own. But I think that, what you guys are saying, having options for people, and a marketplace for people to feel comfortable and to be where they want to be. I mean, that's the most important thing. There's not one store in the world. You've got thousands of options when it goes, to buying your shit online or in real life. So it should be no different. Now, do we need like 20,000 crypto coins? No. But we definitely need options for marketplaces in crypto and NFTs. So love it. I love it.
I think that's a really good point as well, because when we talk about, one thing I really noticed when I went to I was at London NFT, and I got to speak. Sorry, NFT London. I always get that mixed up. But when we were there, one thing I noticed is that we talk about, and I think it really doesn't look like competing against others. If we're going to see mass adoption, it would literally be a smooth transition from the real world into Web3, where people don't even know it's happening. And I think that when it comes to like marketplaces and everything, one thing that we've really focused on is making it very Web2, making it very simple for people to use. And the other thing is that, just like Fully Vox said, people are going to use what they're comfortable with. And I think the only reason we see the big marketplace OpenSea is because it was the first one, right? And so a lot of people generally go to that. But as we're looking at bringing millions and millions of people into the space, I think it's important that we're all working together for the same goal. And I think one thing we've never ever tried to do is compete with other marketplaces. We want to put ours out. Ours will be unique, just like others are unique, and we encourage people to use other marketplaces and to get to know the marketplace and the features on all of them. And so I'm excited. I really am to see how the space evolves over the next few years, and just what we're going to be doing. I can definitely say that when I first got into crypto and NFTs, it's a whole different place now. Everything, it's very different. And so I'm excited to see with this next bull run just how different it actually is, and how it will evolve, and how we all evolve as a community.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that to me is one of the most glaring, apparent observations about this industry that we're in. And it's more specifically for crypto, right? Like, if you went to the Bitcoin conference this last year, Bitcoin 2022, it was very, very, very apparent that is now an industry. It's not a movement anymore. And I think, Mando, that's probably what you're talking about, is that, this used to be a movement. Crypto itself is now an industry. And I think that movement aspect is back to where we are here in this Web3 world, where it's the community. And we talked about that earlier. This Web3 is all about community, and I think that gets us back to that roots, that original motivation for what crypto was invented for, was to have something different. And I think that, again, that movement is back here. That spirit is alive in Web3, whereas traditional crypto is, that's, again, it's an industry now, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I truly believe crypto is the basis of the biggest transfer of wealth our generation or generations will ever see. And so I, I, I absolutely, 100% agree, and I'm excited to see, just how we advance in this together, and we are in a movement, and I think it's very important. It really isn't just a phase. What the media says, I mean, when it's green, we're going to get praise. When it's red, we're going to get flooded, beyond belief. But at the end of the day, this is a movement, and I feel very blessed and fortunate to be part of it.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. No, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to come chat with us about what you got going on, what you've been doing, and what you got coming up in the future. So super excited about that. Danielle's, you got your hand up. What's going on, girl?
Morning. I just wanted to come hop up on here and say good morning to all of you beautiful people, and thanks for having me in the room. And I really appreciate your spaces every morning, Jay Chan. I'm loving being here and being at work and listening to you. So yeah, super excited for the weekend, for the Star Dog space tomorrow. And I'm always excited every day to get up and know that I can count on going into your space. So it's been really awesome. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Well, that's very kind, Daniels. I appreciate you. GM to everybody. Any last words from everybody before we sign off on this Friday edition of Web3 Breakfast?
Yeah, I was going to say I look forward to working with you, brother. And whenever Jay Chains and you can get together and pull me in, that'd be perfect. But good morning, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bull Holler's got to jump off here. I got several meetings this morning, so y'all have a great day.
Later, buddy.
10-4, good buddy.
Jay.
Later, buddy.
Space, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate everybody that contributed to the conversation, that was out in the crowd throwing up flowers, listening. Hopefully, at some point today, the conversation sparked something inside of you that makes you want to make a difference, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. It's all we can do. It's all we can do right now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Eat some pizza for me because I'll be crushing a pizza tonight. And so I hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure that you tune into the Grandma Ape Spa Club space today at 5 p.m. Eastern. There'll be some other spaces throughout the day. And don't forget, tomorrow we got the Star Dog space. So y'all have yourself a wonderful Friday. Crush the rest of your week and then coast into the weekend. And we'll see you back here for Web3 Breakfast on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, guys.